Hello there, namaste. So I gotta say, I absolutely approve to this ending of Killer Soup. If you have the ability to write this fantastical story and call yourself an idiot, you know, a story written by an idiot, you earn my respect, because this story is fun to go through. The way it ends is absolutely amazing, because honestly, I would be happy if it ended where, you know, the guilty parties, get what comes to them. Normally I get upset when people don't get what they deserve, but here it kind of seeded the ending at the beginning. There was a point set there at the beginning, and they kept being brought up over and over and over again. It kept getting brought up, and I love how it came back to that at the very end. Even before the ending, it showed us that. It gave us like one last chance. I mean, I absolutely love it. And the fact that Umesh didn't really turn over a new leaf. Everyone finds out that, okay, Umesh isn't the burned body that they found. Umesh realized that he's a villain. They've taken out all these innocent people. They're the villains. They're not bad guys. Oh no, your brother's the villain. No. We're small-time criminals. We're small-time criminal. There's the painters, which are the amazing artists, and then there's the carpenters, which do wood carvings that aren't as popular. I mean, I love the little analogies. I love it. The way this ends, I can't praise it enough, because normally you would expect everyone to get what they, like I was comparing it to Anharan, where nobody's likable. But these people in the end deserve each other. The fact that Umesh, even after he realized what true love was, I think he was too far gone at that point, where he just went for the psychotic woman. And again, the psychotic woman's understanding is, oh, that was an accident. It was self-defense. He tried to kill me, then call the cops. Oh, this person fell off on his own. Well, then let him know. Oh, this person did this. Again, you have to admit when something like that happens. At that point, you're guilty for it. Why? Because you covered up someone's death. You hid it behind you burned someone's body because you're trying to hide behind your own guilt. The fact that, oh, you were cheating on your spouse. He found out. He tried to take you out. He tried to kill you. So you took him out in self-defense, and he died by a heart attack in the process. Again, if you go to an officer, sure, you might get some time, maybe community service, certain things like that. Sure, you would be looked down upon by community for, well, in India, you would be looked down upon in the community for cheating on your spouse, but not so much here. Here would be a normal thing. But it's just like, I absolutely enjoyed how it went about it, because she's all trying to rationalize everything. Oh, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. That officer fell on his own. Oh, it's not my fault. She fell on her own. Lucas was there. He saw it. And Lucas is looking around like, oh my gosh, don't throw me under the bus. I don't want to be put into this. I love it. This is absolutely phenomenal, because she's like admitting to her son, yes, I'm sorry, son. Your father's dead. He passed away. I'm sorry. I mean, all this stuff, it wasn't our fault. We had nothing to do with it. It was self-defense. He tried to choke me. Oh my gosh, this show is absolutely phenomenal. I love the poetry going through. I love the fact that the fact that he admits that it's a story written by an idiot. I mean, what author can do something, what writer can do something so well and be like, this is just a dumb story. No one's going to enjoy it. The way it ends, nobody would approve of it, but it's like, it leaves it open for a sequel. And I was like, I don't want a sequel, but at the same time, I mean, these people are so perfect for each other. Maybe they'll turn a new leaf. Maybe they'll just continue doing the same thing. I mean, they've seen how it works so far, but I like how Umesh ends up eating too much of the soup, and we see why it's called Killer Soup. Like they mentioned, too much of it is toxic, and he ended up having too much, puked out his own heart, basically, and was in the backseat of an officer's vehicle. What is it? Swati? She jumped off a cliff. The way the other, I honestly wish that they showed the gun fall into the water first. I think I would have enjoyed that, but she falls off a cliff, and in the end, it ends perfectly. This show, I gotta praise it. It's great, because it's even funny, because I was kind of thinking, because Umesh plays a video, like a slideshow, and kind of does his whole spiel. I was hoping he was gonna add the video that was recorded in the previous episodes by the female who was actually kind-hearted, the one who basically blackmailed Swati in order to get a divorce, because she actually knew what love was. But I gotta say, I like it. The fact that in the very end, the only thing Swati wanted to know is if people enjoyed her soup for the first time ever. If they enjoyed it. It's such a good show. This is definitely worth another watch. I am going to see it again. This is one of those shows that's like, probably missed a few details, or maybe I didn't, but the poetry itself is great. Because the detective starts thinking, he goes insane because he read the poetry book, an English poetry book, which he's not great in, right after his young apprentice, passed away. So his entire mind, his young apprentice is telling him all this stuff in riddle format. But in the end, it was basically him remembering, because he finally opened the book and read it and was like, everything I was thinking was here in this book. Every poetry that my young apprentice was telling me is all here. So he started to think he was going crazy. He was suspecting. I enjoyed this. This is absolutely a phenomenal show. Definitely worth a rewatch. The acting in it is absolutely great. Absolutely. I mean, you believe everyone in their roles. Sadly, the son really served no purpose. It's kind of funny, though, because when you have a dysfunctional family like that is, the son is there as like a background scene. And I gotta say, I kind of relate, because in my family, I'm always like the one in the background. I never really served any purpose in my family. I was always the one in the background. I was like, hey, why am I not involved? Even like that. Like, my brothers have their own brother chat. I have 4 brothers. They all have their own brother chat, which I'm not involved in because I don't like Apple, but because of that, I'm not involved in that. And it's just funny, because I actually think after watching it, I identify more with Sandy than anyone else. Poor guy. Even though it is weird that he's attracted to his cousin, but in the end, and they didn't hint at the fact, because I don't know if she knows the truth. Maybe she does. I don't know if she took out her father, the niece. I don't know if she took out her father. They didn't hint at any of that. That's left for, like, up for interpretation. Or maybe she found out the truth, then he passed away, and she was just wanting to know why she was never told the truth. Well, why did no one ever tell me? Why would he? I don't get that. Why would you keep someone employed who had slept with your wife and had a child with your wife, and then you raise that child as your own? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I know you want to keep that around, and I don't know. I don't know. You would think you would. I don't know. Again, it seems like a very confusing situation. I don't know how I'd handle it, but they did what they thought was right. And I gotta say, I absolutely enjoy this. I've been praising this nonstop since I started watching it, because the start of this series is amazing. Starts off with beautiful shots and then an uncomfortable family dynamic. And then it goes on to death. And then it goes on to serial deaths. And then it goes on to comedy. And then it goes on to basically the psychopathic woman. Oh, it's not my fault. None of this. I couldn't have done anything differently. Of course, my hands were tied. I couldn't have done anything differently. Thank y'all for watching. Talk to you next time. Doodles.